As a man, my impulse is to go my own way. And I go that way based on the cues and the inspirations, visions that I receive from my meditations and my reflections, and also from the world around me. I am very aware of the dynamic of our society and the patterns and directions that it seems to want to go, and I am dismayed. I'm dismayed because it makes it ever more difficult for me to cast my lot out into the general society with the hopes of a fair return. A fair return, that is all I ask for. And that is being restrained or thwarted by the forces that wish to hold back not only me, but all of the men that I seem to be aware of. I have some young family members, young men, and I worry about them. I worry that they don't have the necessary support to engage in that kind of behavior that I am very prone to accept without much awareness. I have had the freedom to follow my vision. I have had the opportunity to cast my lot, to take my risks. And that is a big thing, to be able to take risks. And the risk taking occurs with the idea that there is a sense of fairness or a sense of rightness about the results that you will get, that they will be commensurate with the amount of risk you take and the knowledge and the resources you put into the risk. There's some fair play there, sort of. I mean, it's, life is not fair, but you can take your chances and make your calculations, and you do what you have to do. You take your risks. For me, I started a business. I started three or four of them. One of them became very successful. It was the risk I took against the advice of women close to me. But it was nevertheless successful, and I was able to push on. So I've been thinking more about that and the diminishing safety net that I experienced in a kind of quasi-fairness predictability of the world, the odds, as it were. And I look around and I'm going, my gosh, these young men, they don't have that kind of predictability. They do not have some of those opportunities to take risk in the same way. Their world is very small, and it's very tightly controlled and judged by the larger society, the women who desire their own success. And though it may not seem fair, I think it is accurate that the main obstacle to young men today is young women. In my meditation today, although I've changed it a little bit, I've changed it from meditation and reflection to sympathy and cooperation, which I think are the keystones to helping men develop in themselves and in those around them the necessaries to be able to take the risks. And what I mean is that men need support. We need to be upheld, and we need to be valued in lots of different ways. And the ways that I have come to understand that are the most important are in the ways of sympathy and cooperation, because I think those are the essential elements to guiding men in ways that they can fulfill their calling in the divine hierarchy. So what I am not suggesting is banding together. That is not what I'm saying. I am not suggesting a men's group or a men's club or an organization or a foundation or any of that other stuff. I don't think those are going to produce what we are looking for. what I am looking for. Having a men's pancake breakfast to support men is not what I'm saying. Because as soon as you have a men's pancake breakfast and you begin the process of organization on a civil level, as in a public level, what's going to happen at the pancake breakfast is your idiot brother-in-law is going to show up and say, "Hey, I've got 2 new friends. They're really cool guys. They just moved here from Virginia." And you wonder who these 2 new cool guys are going to be, and who do they find as their center of attraction? Who do they find? So I'm not suggesting any of that. I'm not suggesting a leather vest with a rocker. Some of you will know what that means. And I'm not suggesting any kind of organization. I don't think it's going to work. What I am suggesting is a guideline for developing personal relationships that are powerful and healing and are visionary. And that means entering into a relationship with other men that are based on sympathy and cooperation. Being sympathetic is one of the most elemental ways to begin to form a bond, a deeply spiritual bond that allows for then cooperation. Cooperation in the most important thing, cooperation in finding your calling and living your calling to the highest degree possible. So I'm not talking about a political organization, although it has political ramifications. That is not what I'm saying. It is a different kind of connection based on sympathy and cooperation. Cooperating with someone, helping them fulfill the needs that are needs that come from their connection to the divine hierarchy, not to a political rally. Don't go there. Find those who are in need of help and go to their aid in sympathy. And find out what it is that you can do to help them, to cooperate with them in their moment where they need support of a different kind. Because they're not going to get it in school, which is just a whole nother, it's another many-hour talking to school. What kind of education do these men need? They need to learn how to be sympathetic, and they need to learn how to find the vision for their lives that is in alignment with their calling in the divine hierarchy. That is the essence. There is nothing else. There's nothing you can do that's better than that. So I will leave it to you then to begin to use your imagination, that cup of imagination that Yeshua showed us and gave to us, to begin to see how we can sympathize and cooperate with one another, to build men of vision and character who are true to their calling. And in that trueness to calling, connect with the divine and connect with that rising hierarchy of those who are about to become angels.